We'll start with one that me and Luke have watched because it's something I think we want to flag up because, let's be honest, it's not been flagged up at all
No.
by the BBC. It's Murdered for Being Different, which is on BBC Three. It's sort of in the, I would say the 60s, but that's not a sort of, what's a good word? The Murdered For block. We've had
Murdered by. Yeah.
Murdered by My Boyfriend, Murdered by My Father, and now Murdered for Being Different. This one follows the story of Sophie Lancaster, who 10 years ago was kicked to death by a gang of youths for how the way she and her boyfriend looked. He was assaulted as well, but he survived. He was in a coma for a while, survived, and learned that she wasn't going to make it. You get the sort of flashbacks to their relationship, how they sort of found each other, and there was instances of them being picked on or almost attacked for the way they look. There's a scene where they're sort of chased by another gang of youths onto a bus, and he feels for a while that he can't go outside. Then you get the sort of scenes of him in the coma and his parents being worried about him and stuff like that. And then you get another story which is almost like the police procedural aspect of it, where you've got this witness to it, Michael, who called the ambulance. He was the one who originally met Robert and Sophie and convinced them to sort of hang out with them in the park before they met these sort of more violent acquaintances of them who were the ones who ultimately attacked them. And you don't see the attack till the end. You know you're going to see it, and there's this sense of anticipation, Luke, which I don't think you got, where I don't really want to see it, and you're getting like sound clips of it and little flashes of it, and it's like, I really don't want to see this, but in a way, in a way, we are going to see it. I don't know if you felt the same way, but
Yeah, I have to say, I wasn't as drawn into this as I wanted to be. I wasn't as connected to it as I wanted to be. For some reason, I wasn't emotionally connected to it
I
from
think
the
this is
very beginning.
the most conventional of those three. It's certainly Murdered by My Boyfriend. You've got the Georgina Campbell character talking straight to camera, and I think and Murdered by My Father was sort of not based on any story specifically. I don't think, or was it?
No, it wasn't. It was
No,
an amalgamation of many.
this was more conventional in the same way like something like Little Boy Blue was or Three Girls was. The best performance I felt came from Rhys Jarvis, who played Michael, the witness, who was sort of agonizing. I thought that was the most interesting story for me, was this agonization about, should I do the right thing?
The
Should I
right
tell?
thing or not?
And yeah, because he was the one who really liked Sophie and Robert and saw beneath the sort of hair they had, the makeup they had. I sort of get where you're coming from, but I think on retrospect, I think I enjoyed this more than I did. It certainly sort of hit me emotionally right at the end when you saw the photos of the real Sophie and Robert
Oh, yeah,
together.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I thought as well, because he took the direction as well, I thought Paul Andrew Williams,
No,
who
that
also.
annoyed me. Some of the jump cuts and the beginning
No,
part with
I
the Willy
didn't.
Wonka stuff,
Oh no, I
I don't,
like that.
it didn't gel for me very well. So I don't know whether it just didn't connect to it emotionally. But I did get the sense of dread that you spoke of
Mm,
as we led into
yeah.
the eventual attack. But I just think outside of the main younger lead, some of the adult acting was really poor, and that distracted. I think Sally Lindsay needs to go on sabbatical for a bit and just give somebody else a try. The last BBC Three thing to really hit home and really affect me was "Don't Take My Baby," and to me, it's nowhere near that level of
Mm,
drama for me
yeah.
personally.
I get where you're coming from. I think this could have been better had they cast non
Non
not
names.
familiar faces. Yeah, I still really enjoyed it, and I still think people should go out their way to watch this because I think
Find it.
it's an important story. It's on the iPlayer. I don't know if it's still on the main page of the iPlayer. It certainly was.